Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm the Tilted Crown Gourmet. I'm super excited to be a part of another collaboration. This time the title is The World is Your Dinner Plate. And it happens to be the brainchild of Jaden. Jaden is the son of Ryan, who's the host of Heavenly Hills Homestead 9465. The other hosts of this collaboration are Tony from Kettle Kitchen and Pam from Blue Self-Reliance. In the description below, I will be listing everyone who's participating in this collaboration, the dates that they will be presenting. So make sure you go and check out those channels, give them a like, comment on the videos, and don't forget to subscribe. I spent half of my year in Thailand. Therefore, I chose Thailand as my country that I'm going to represent. Thailand has a rich cultural heritage that blends influences from India, China, Cambodia, and other Southeast Asian cultures. This is evidenced in its architecture, art, music, and festivals. Thai cuisine is famous worldwide for its bold flavors and aromatic dishes, featuring a balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy elements. Approximately 95% of Thailand's population practices Theravada Buddhism, which deeply influences the country's culture, traditions, and daily life. Thailand is home of thousands of Buddhist temples known as Wats. Thailand boasts stunning beaches and islands such as Phuket, Koh Samui, and Krabi, attracting millions of tourists each year. These destinations are known for their crystal clear waters, white sand beaches, and vibrant marine life. I'm going to be presenting Sai Ua, which is a northern Thai sausage. Absolutely amazing, very flavorful. I will also be doing Som Tom Thai, which is a green papaya salad. Any Thai restaurant worth its salt will feature this recipe, and generally it's going to be this version. We will be also doing Yum Goon. Now, Yum Goon is a sour and spicy soup. Now, the goon simply means shrimp. You can change that to gai, which just means chicken. You could also add, do tofu. Those are all up to you. But we will be doing tom yum. And last but not least, I'm going to be presenting you with Larb Moo, which is an amazing pork dish, and the secret ingredient is actually toasted rice. If you can't find the toasted rice already in the Asian market near you, no problem. Get you some jasmine rice, toast it until it's golden brown, put it into a coffee grinder, and there you have it, that secret ingredient. That's really what makes Larb Moo, Larb Moo. So I hope you're ready. Roll up those sleeves, let's get some prep done, and let's get cooking. Right now I'm going to be doing Sai Ua. Sai meaning intestine, Ua meaning to stuff. This is a Thai sausage dish from the north of Thailand. It's a pork dish. However, can you use beef or chicken? Absolutely. However, understand that will not be authentic. Authentic Sai Ua is with pork. Also, when I got this pork, I got the pork from the Asian market, and I had them do a fatty pork. It's best to have a fatty pork. Why? Because you don't want to have dry sausage. Let's get started by making our chili paste. To my grinder, I'm going to be putting in our chilies. I'm going to be utilizing Thai chilies. You can decide that you don't want to use Thai chilies. You can use Ebola chilies as an example. You also can take out some of the seeds if you want it less spicy. I tend to like things a little bit on the spicier side, so I will leave in most of the seeds. Be careful once you undo this because it's pretty strong, but that's what you end up with. Now, if you have a coffee grinder that you use for spices, you can also utilize that and it will be a little bit finer, but this works for me. Now that we have our chilies done, I have some galangal. Now this is really similar to ginger, but it's not ginger. However, if you can't find galangal, definitely substitute it for ginger. And I'm just gonna get it and slice it to make it a little bit easier later when I use my immersion blender. And it smells super fresh. I picked this up at an Asian grocery market near my home. You have garlic. Go ahead, I don't even chop it. I'm just gonna add it to my plate. However, we do have shallot, and I just kind of, like I said, just kind of roughly chop it because we're gonna be putting this into the immersion blender later. Have our lemongrass. I always cut the very tip of my lemongrass off and it's discarded, and then I really finely cut the bottom. With the top, if you don't want to throw it away for waste, you can actually steep it in hot water, add some sugar, and then you have lemongrass tea. Have a green onion. Make sure we get all that lemongrass over there. And I finely dice it. I just find it easier when I put it into my meat mixture. We're gonna put our green onion into a little bowl. Next, we're gonna get our coriander. And I do use the stems, some people don't. I use the stem. I believe there's a lot of flavor in the stem. And I just finely dice this up. Because the stems are not woody, so they're absolutely delicious in this dish. Get the coriander, put it aside. Coriander, aka cilantro. Set that aside. Next, we have our kaffir lime leaves. What I do is I get the center stem, and you can either pull it out like that, or feel free to get it and cut it along each side of the center stem, which also allows you to take the center stem out. Once you've removed all of the center stem, stack your leaves up and just kind of roll them into kind of a cigar shape, and then you're gonna julienne them or chiffonade. Next, take your knife and go back across because you want them pretty small. You don't want to bite into a big leaf. When finished, you should have something that looks like this. It's really fine, and it's not, when you eat it, the flavors are going to come through, but the texture of you're not going to have that kind of woody texture. So add that to our bowl of greens, and then now let's start making our chili paste. To our container, go ahead and add in your shallots, your ginger, the galangal, and the lemongrass. Your turmeric. I did not have fresh turmeric, so I'm using powdered turmeric, which is perfectly fine, We're gonna add in our fish sauce, our chili, of course, our shrimp paste, because you can't have a chili paste without shrimp paste. And I did not have a kaffir lime, couldn't find it, because I would usually use the zest of one. However, I'm using the zest of half of a regular lime. It just adds a bit of freshness. Take our immersion blender. You end up with your nice chili paste. Looks like that. We're gonna take this and add it to our pork. And again, you don't have to use pork. However, if you want it to be traditional, you will use pork. Go ahead and give this a good mix. This smells really good. You can smell the spices in it, but it's definitely not overpowering. Just want to make sure you get everything well mixed in there. Now, get all those herbs, your green onion, your cilantro or coriander, and your kaffir lime leaves. Put those in there, and we're going to give this another mix, because we want to make sure that we distribute our greens evenly through our sausage. To me, it's super important to give this a taste to see if your seasonings are right. Maybe you might need to add some more fish sauce or some more shrimp paste. Make sure that you take a small piece and fry it up and give it a taste to make sure that your seasoning is just how you want it. That's what it looks like. Give it a taste. That is really good. And it's going to be even better later. As we get started with our Sai Ua, let's start by preparing our casings per the instructions. In my case, I rinsed them under cold running water. I then opened the casing and allowed running water to run through them. After they've been rinsed, I placed them into warm water until needed. Take any casings not utilized and pack them in salt. Seal them in a sealable container and place in the refrigerator. Went ahead and tied my knot, and we're gonna go ahead and fill up our meat hopper. This is what your sausage looks like when you've completed it. Now what I do is I get my little poker here and I hit it a few different places, because then when I cook it, it's not gonna explode on me. And if there's any air in there, it allows it to come out. Also, I'm going to skewer this because I'm gonna put it on the grill. And this is a thing that I've learned when I was in Thailand, because they skewer their sausage while it rests. So I'm gonna do it as well. One that way, and then they take a second one and run it through the opposite way. So that way, when we put that on the grill, it'll be easy to put on and easy to take off. I will cover this and I will put it into the refrigerator at least 2 hours. You want it at least 2 hours to be in the fridge, preferably overnight. And then I'm gonna throw it on the grill and you'll see the finished product. So one of the wonderful things about when you make Sai Ua is when you make the mixture, if you decide that you don't want to put it into a casing, either a hull casing or a synthetic casing, you can do these things. You can get it and put it into, make it into a log and roll it in cellophane or cling wrap. You then get that, place it into the refrigerator, let it firm up, like I said before, a minimum of 2 hours, preferably overnight. Once that time has elapsed, you put it under your broiler in your oven, turning it every couple of minutes, like 5 minutes per side. And voila, you have a caseless Sai Ua. But remember, you take it out of the cling wrap or the plastic wrap first before you place it under your broiler. The other option is to make meatballs. Just pull off your pieces, make it into the size meatballs that you want, and voila, you have meatballs. The third option is, of course, to make them into breakfast patties. Get the amount that you want, flatten them, make them into nice sized breakfast patties. Again, wrap them in cellophane, put them in the refrigerator, put them in the freezer for later, and you have an amazing breakfast sausage that will bring a taste of Thailand to your kitchen. So if you don't want to fuss with hog casing or with casing in general, it's not a problem. There are 3 additional ways to make this dish. Place your sausage on the grill. When done, it will look like this. Allow it to rest prior to cutting. When cutting, make sure you cut on a bias to plate. We're gonna start with our Som Tom Thai. And remember, Som is sour and Tom means pound. In order to do this, we're gonna be starting with our green papaya. A green papaya is simply an underripe papaya. It's not a different species, it's just an underripe papaya. The first thing we wanna do is we want to peel it. Just use your standard potato peeler or vegetable peeler and go ahead and just peel it. Now that it's peeled, we're going to go ahead and julienne it. There are a couple of different ways. You could either get an Asian style vegetable peeler or just do like they do in Thailand. And you just have to be careful not to cut yourself, but you just cut, chop, 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 chop. And then once you have enough, you just get it and cut it off. And you end up with your nice pieces. And then we'll continue to do that. As a reminder, when you julienne your green papaya, put it into ice water. Again, it's gonna crisp it up and it's gonna help to improve the texture of the salad. This is the palm sugar, and in order to get it to really melt into our salad, we need to go ahead and I get it and I cut it really, really fine. That way, when it goes into for our dressing, it's just gonna dissolve really easily. If you put it in a big hunk, it's not gonna dissolve and you're just gonna have a really difficult time. Now that the sugar is cut up, let's go ahead and get our salad started. First, let's go ahead and put in our chilies. Make sure you take the stems off, and our garlic. Now, the reason I put in those two items first is because I want them to be really, really mashed up well. This is how I want it to look. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in our sugar. Give it a stir, because we wanna get that to start dissolving in there. Perfect. Now we're gonna add in our dried shrimp, followed by our half of our peanuts. And we're gonna give it a little pound. Not trying to put it into oblivion, but I wanted to go ahead and break up those peanuts a little bit. Next, I add in my fish sauce and our tamarind. I'm gonna give that a mix. Now that most of the things are in for our dressing, I like to get our long beans and just break them. You don't have to cut them, just get them and break them. and toss them in. And what you want to do is you want to smash these a little bit. You don't want to smash them into oblivion, but you do want to break them open, because when you break them open, they can help absorb that dressing. So in Thailand, what they do when they cut their limes is they cut it slightly off center so that the core is left intact. Then you go ahead and you cut down next to the core. And oftentimes with the third cut, what they'll do is they'll just simply cut the core out like that. Now, with our lime, we're going to go ahead and squeeze that into our salad and go ahead and toss the peel in, because that just adds a lot of citrusy flavor, or a citrusy note. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece a little bit more, simply because I don't want to have a huge piece of lime skin in there. Next, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and drain our papaya really well, because we don't want to dilute our dressing. So I've really tried to really dry green papaya, and it's going to go in. Did I mention this item? It's a mortar and pestle. You can make this without a mortar and pestle. I'm just showing you the traditional way of making Som Tom. And now we're going to go ahead and put in our tomatoes. And again, we're just going to give it a stir. We just want to bruise our tomatoes. We don't want to really smash them, but we do want to get them bruised, and to release some of their juices to help our dressing. Now what I do is I always get that off, and then I give it a nice stir, because we want to make sure that we get everything coated in that dressing. Now it's important, before you pull that out, give it a taste. Thai cooking is all about balance. You're wanting to balance heat and sour and salt. You want everything to be in balance. So we want to go ahead and give it a quick taste and check to see if we have balance. Now that the taste test is done, we're going to go ahead and platter our salad. Now that we've got our salad on our plate, remember those peanuts that we didn't use? We are just going to give them a quick sprinkle right over the top. And this Som Tom Thai is done and dusted. Now for our Yum Goon. Already have our broth in here, and this is chicken broth. Gonna add water, turn our heat up, get that going. While our broth is heating up, let's go ahead and get our veggies and herbs prepped. So tomato, I just get it and cut it into quarters, or you can do 6, however you want it. You just don't want these too small. You want big chunks of tomato. I've already sliced onion. Now with our lemongrass, I kind of smash it. Helps release some of the essential oils. And then I cut it into about 2-inch pieces. The galangal is already cut. With our kaffir lime leaves, we're just going to get those and just kind of rip them into big chunks. No need to cut them, just nice big chunks. We're not going to be eating these, but they add a lot of flavor. With our peppers, what I do is I just tend to just smash some. Just give them a quick little hit. I don't chop them. I just give them a hit. Then get ready with our limes. To our broth, want to go ahead and add our galangal, our lemongrass, our kaffir lime leaves, our peppers, and our onions. Give everything a nice stir. Next, I like to add in my mushrooms, my lime juice, and make sure you give everything a good stir. Now I like to put in my cilantro and my tomatoes. Give everything a stir. Taste for balance. This is when I realized I didn't put in the fish sauce and the sugar. Crisis averted. And now we're gonna add our shrimp, and we're done. Now, you can add coconut milk to this soup as well. And one of my flatmates likes this dish with coconut milk. So I'm gonna show you side by side later a bowl of it with and without coconut milk. We're gonna start with our pork, a little water, followed by our meat. Make sure that you break up your meat as it cooks. Place in the shallots, then the Thai chilies, and give everything a good stir. We will follow this up with our fish sauce. Our lime juice will come next, followed shortly by our coriander. And let's not forget our secret ingredient, our roasted rice. We'll then give everything a stir. Turn off the heat and then place in your mint. Give everything a last stir, and your Larb Moo is now done. Experience the creamy aromatic delight of Kha Goon, a traditional Thai soup that combines rich coconut milk with fragrant blend of lemongrass, galangal, and kaffir lime leaves. Kha Goon offers a comforting and exotic taste of Thailand that will transport your senses. Som Tom Thai, the classic Thai green papaya salad that tantalizes the taste buds with its perfect balance of sweet, sour, spicy, and salty notes. Larb Moo, a savory dish, is a perfect balance of spicy, sour, and savory notes, and it features ingredients such as shallots and mint. And finally, discover the bold and aromatic flavors of Sai Ua, a traditional northern Thai sausage that is a feast for the senses. Grilled to perfection, Sai Ua is a savory treat often enjoyed with sticky rice or fresh vegetables, offering a delicious taste of northern Thailand. I'm the Tilted Crown Gourmet. Thank you for joining me on this culinary journey through Thailand as part of our collaboration, The World is Your Dinner Plate. I hope you've enjoyed exploring these vibrant and flavorful dishes. Sai Ua, Som Tom Thai, Kha Goon, Yum Goon, and Larb Moo. Each dish captures the essence of Thai cuisine, offering a unique blend of spices and ingredients that transports your taste buds straight to Thailand. Remember, your kitchen is your passport to the world, allowing you to explore diverse cultures and cuisines right from home. If you've enjoyed these recipes, don't forget to subscribe for more exciting culinary adventures. And as always, bon appetit.